Dr. Elena Vance's reputation as the nation's top neurosurgeon was as solid as steel, but her private life was a field of ruins that no one could see. Everything changed the night a military convoy arrived at the gates of her private hospital with a patient whose identity was classified as a state secret. Under armed escort, Elena was led to the facility's most advanced operating room, where she was informed that she was to perform an experimental procedure to remove a memory device implanted in the brain of a man who claimed to be a defector from a corrupt government faction. The man, barely conscious, held her hand before being anesthetized and whispered a code that Elena immediately recognized: the coordinates of the old farmhouse where her own brother had disappeared 10 years earlier. As Elena proceeded with the delicate surgery, the vital signs monitor began to issue erratic alerts, not due to a physical failure in the patient, but because of interference from the device she was trying to remove. On the surgical microscope screen, Elena saw not just tissue and electrodes, but a series of visual files projected directly onto her augmented reality headset. They were recorded memories, and to her horror, she saw the image of her brother, alive, working in an underground laboratory bearing the emblem of the very corporation that now funded her hospital. She understood in that instant that the man on the operating table wasn't an ordinary deserter, but someone who had sacrificed his sanity to bring the truth about his family to the only person capable of unlocking his mind without killing him. The tension in the operating room became unbearable when the colonel in charge of the escort entered without warning, demanding that Elena finish the extraction and hand over the chip immediately. Noticing the pallor on the doctor's face, the officer placed a hand on his weapon, warning her that any delay would be considered treason. Elena, using her clinical skill to feign calm, activated an emergency protocol that flooded the room with sterilizing steam, obscuring the cameras for a few seconds. In that brief moment, instead of removing the original chip, she duplicated it using neural printing technology she had secretly developed and concealed the original copy inside her own surgical glove, handing the colonel an empty